Without further ado, I will now request our keynote speaker, Vyomesh Joshi ji, to be ready. I will be giving a very brief intro of him, and then the floor will be his. So Vyomesh Joshi is a dynamic and innovative global leader with 40 years of achievement driving mission-critical business transformations at Hewlett-Packard and 3D Systems. He has delivered breakthrough technologies, generating 1/5 of global HP revenue and 1/3 of global HP profits. As president and CEO of 3D Systems, he is responsible for major turnaround and transformation of the company. He has also served on the boards of directors of world-class organizations like Harris, Wipro, and Yahoo. He'll be talking about authentic leadership. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Vyomesh Joshi. Joshi ji, you're next. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's really incredible to be part of this wonderful, wonderful conference. I want to start.
Joshi ji, you're on mute. If you can unmute.
I will do that. I'm sorry.
You're okay now. You're okay. We can hear you now.
Okay. So good morning, everybody. I just want to really thank the organization to really set this up, because I absolutely believe we have a golden opportunity to really contribute to what we have learned as a Hindu in terms of the next leadership that we can think about. I came to United States in 1978 to go to Ohio State University to get a degree in electrical engineering. Hewlett-Packard came to Ohio State and hired me as an R&D engineer. That was 1980. My first two projects failed. And then I got into inkjet technology and really built out my career at Hewlett-Packard. And in 2001, I was managing the printing business. Now that whole journey, I always used the things that I learned from Hindu scriptures, from my mom, from my grandmother, from my dad, all the values, the core values of our Hindu religion. And that was the guiding light to really have this extraordinary career that I got. And I am so grateful that I learned all these things from my parents and through the Hindu scriptures. This time, the current time, we know we have a lot of issues. COVID-19 and the economy based on that is a major problem right now. We know that anxiety in everyone globally is really driving a lot of concerns. This is the time we need to find an authentic leader. Now, when I mean by authentic leader is the definition of what a leader is. A leader is who people follow. So not thinking about leadership, let's talk about followership. There was a research done in 2005 to 2008 by Gallup. And they figured out that the core thing that followers are looking into the leader are, the first one is trust. The second one, compassion. The third very important thing that they are looking for is stability. And the last one is hope. These four attributes are the most important attribute that all the followers are looking in the leader. And the leader could be a spiritual leader, a political leader, or a business leader. And when you think about these four things, they really constitute an authentic leader. So let's talk about these four things and how my personal journey and the things that I learned from Hindu religion has really helped us. So when you talk about trust, trust comes from trustworthiness. And trustworthiness comes from competence and character. If I want to take my child to a doctor, I want to make sure the doctor is competent. But at the same time, I'm going to make sure that the conversation I have with doctor, the right conversation will happen. So it's not just about competence, but the values. And we all learn something very important in our life, and that is humility. Ego has no place. When you read Gita, when you read any Upanishad, any Veda, even all the scriptures talk about detach yourself. This is very important in building that trust with the followers. Let me give you an example. When I was at Hewlett Packard, my first job as a project manager, it was very important for me to show that, hey, I'm doing really a great job. And I was always talking about myself, forgetting all the things I had learned. One of my employees, Jenny Hollis, she's a software engineer. She came to me and said, Vyomesh, this is not the right thing to do. You're going to get all the credit if your team is successful, if team is making the right contribution. That's what you want to focus on, not yourself. That was a great lesson that I learned. You have to put the company first, then employees, and yourself last. You cannot really attach yourself all the time. If the team gets all the contribution and they will be recognized, you will be recognized. So that key learning early in my career really helped me. And then I always thought, wow, it's very easy to read something, but implementing that in your daily life is very, very important. So the trust is something that you always have to think about. When I joined 3D Systems had acquired 51 companies, and there was no real unified culture. So the first 2 years I had to spend is to really build that unified culture. And there again, I told the employees that, I trust you, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm on probation. You can really look at my behavior, my values, and are we really consistent with that? I need to earn your trust. And after 2 years, we built one unified 3D Systems culture. So again, trust is the most important thing that followers are going to look for. And if you look at the way Gita talks about, even Isha Vasyam Upanishad talks about, that it's all about detaching yourself. Let this be a way you manage any organization. It's about the company, the organization, then their employees, and yourself last. Let's talk about compassion. I learned a long time ago that life is not about choices. Life, we need to make the right choice. It's not about chances. And the most important choice you could make is your positive attitude. My mom died when I was 16. She had breast cancer. But I had always seen that smile, even when she was in the pain. And that taught me that irrespective of what the situation is, positive attitude and kindness is very, very important. When you go and meet spiritual leaders, you can see that compassion in their eyes. I visited Kochi in 2003 and had hugs from Amma. And you could see this simple woman. And she is giving every day hugs to people who are crying or who are having difficulties. But that compassion really make their life. As a matter of fact, on her birthday, she hugs for 20 hours. And that shows that compassion, that caring, that kindness. And that's what followers are looking at. Because things are not going to go well all the time. And when you have a tough day, you want your leader to help you, to be kind. And that empathy is the second thing that they are looking at from the follower point of view. The third very important asset that leader need to have is stability. Gita's second chapter, 54th verse, where Arjuna says, can you help me to understand who Sthita Prajna is? Sthita Prajnasya ka katha. And the next 17 verses, Shri Krishna talks about what is who the Sthita Prajna or the stable intellect is. They control their senses, they control their mind, they control desires. And irrespective of things are going well or not well, they are always calm and composed. I learned from Pramukh Swami that in 2002, when there was attack on the Akshardham temple, he didn't really respond with emotion. He was calm, composed. As a matter of fact, he prayed for the attackers, because if he will lose that control, there could be riots. And that is just one example that how a spiritual leader can be calm in a very tough situation, because that's what followers are looking for, because things are not going to go well. In 2007, financial crisis happened, and our revenue at Hewlett-Packard went down significantly. And all the employees, 25,000 employees globally, were looking at me and saying, what are we going to do? At that time, I had to take their help. The conversation I had, the collaboration that I had with them. So we will work through. Our innovation is our guiding light. And we survived, we did very well. I really think that stability in tough time is very, very important. Now, stability is all about the current, the present. But what about the future? And that's where the fourth key need of a follower comes in. And that's hope. If you think about Arjuna, in Gita, he doesn't want to fight that war. But Krishna explains that it's not the body. It's the Atma never dies. Pick up your bow and fight the war. And in a very difficult time, he's giving the hope. I think hope is very important attribute for a leader. Because what everybody is looking at, say, okay, I now trust you. You are showing me the compassion. You're calm and you're stable. But what about the future? Every leader needs to really create that hope. Because hope is the way they are going to hang on and continue to follow. So these four very important attributes, trust, compassion, stability, and hope, are really the way you create the magic. And when you create the magic, the followers will follow you anywhere. And that followership is very important. So in this tough time right now, we know that we are needing leaders who can find that authenticity. So a political leader will take the country and give the hope that, we are going to be secure, there is a stability here. Please trust me, earn their trust. The spiritual leader is going to awaken that conscious and really get everybody how they can participate intellectually and from energy. because that cosmic consciousness is very important. Can you awaken that and really drive the common purpose that the leader and the follower have? I learned all these aspects, and every single day when I manage Hewlett Packard or the 3D systems, these learnings in creating that trusting environment, making sure that compassion is always there, stability and hope. And that's how we built a business which was $19 billion to $28 billion business. And we generated $4 billion cash flow for the printing business. It was the crown jewel of Hewlett Packard. So as you think about, in the coming days, we are going to make a very important decision. Think about who you really want to follow. Think about the leader that you really have incredible respect. What are the core attributes? And I am sure that they will be consistent with the 4 things that I talked about. I want to really thank you all. I know you will have a wonderful conference, and I want to thank everybody for giving me opportunity to share my insights. Thank you so much.